Hey everyone, I'm back and in color. Uh, Thanks for joining me. If you watched my vocal breakdown, that I had a noise gate problem that was making my voice cut in and out. Sorry about that. Well, guess what? I also had a camera problem, and there was absolutely no way to fix the exposure and color balance, so I had to go black and white. But here I am now in glorious color to go through the bass with you. So before I do that, I just want to say once again, we really appreciate y'all listening to the song, watching the video, and being so supportive. Just from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. So let's get into Reaper and check out this bass breakdown. All right, welcome back everyone. I'm here to show you the bass. But before I get into that, as always, I got to say there's some stuff on the screen to my left. If you could do some or all of that, you'd really help out the Repo Man boys. Thanks in advance. Another thing I have to say before we get into this is that I have changed my location. In the vocal breakdown, I had myself here, but when I would open plugins, my stupid face would be covering them up. So now I've put myself over in the bottom right corner, and well, hopefully that will work better. Beyond that, I have adjusted my gate setting, so we're going to keep our fingers crossed that that's working better. I'm also going to concentrate to not start talking until the transport has come to a complete stop. With all that said, let's get into this. So let me back up. So the yellow channels are the bass. Again, the tall channel is a bus. These two are the actual playback returns. And so starting with the bass itself, I tell you what, let's do this. Let me solo the bass and disable the plugins, and you can hear what I recorded. So that's just my bass plugged right into my Focusrite ISA mic preamp. And I actually have the bass I played here. I can show you that. There we go. Hopefully everybody can see that. It's a Sterling by Music Man. I think they call it a Ray 4. And it's their budget-minded Stingray copy. One thing about this bass is that it has a matte finish. And that's aesthetically cool, but it seems to give it this really, really mid-rangey, aggressive sound. I have a Warwick bass that also has a matte finish, and that has a really, really aggressive sound too. I don't know if there's any truth to this. It's just that's what it seems like, because Fender basses with a glossy finish, they seem to be scooped. Like more scooped, less mid-range, more highs, more lows. And then I have other glossy basses too, an Ibanez in particular, that has that same sound, and it's glossy. Anyway, so that's the bass I used, and it plugged right into my Focusrite ISA. Sounds like this. Then I go into this SVT bass model plugin. And I want to say I got this for free. I got it in like a free bundle that Plugin Alliance was giving away. This is made by Brainworks. This is not a really, really colorful amp model, but it works great. It just makes the bass sound like it's being played through an amp. You can see I'm not doing any adjustments to the EQ. And I'm just using your basic, 810 cab sim. Next up is our friend, the 1176. I'm going to turn that on. And I showed this in the vocal breakdown. It is a really cool 1176 because it doesn't exist in real life. I guess they took all of their 1176 algorithms and kind of combined the best of all of them to make this, and it's really great. What's really notable is that it has a 2-to-1 ratio. Like if I pull up one of the vocal 1176s, you can see that the ratios go from 4, 8, 12, 20. And this one goes 2, 4, 8, 20. So having that 2-to-1 ratio is pretty cool. So if I roll this, you can see the gain reduction I'm getting. I'm hitting it pretty good. So as usual, I'm getting 10, 11 dB of gain reduction. The other different thing, well, what is different about the way I'm running this as opposed to the others is that I'm running a faster release time. So note that. Then I'm using a 3-band splitter, and I'm using this as a high pass. So I don't know, there's not much to say about that. I'm rolling off the frequencies below 120. Okay. So that's that, and then I've got the same recording on another channel, and that has, I'm going to go ahead and solo that so you can hear it. That has this Native Instruments Dirt plugin. Wow, that's really small. I should maybe see if I could make that bigger. Now we're talking. And I've got it set for Fat DI bass. That's a preset. And then I'm going into Border, which is a free plugin. Dirt is not free. Border is. So anyway, I'm doing a high pass like right around 450. And that by itself sounds like this. And the two together sound like this. So what I did there is I was muting the distortion channel. If I mute this, when this button turns red, it's muted. The distortion channel is muted. So I'm going to do that back and forth, and you can hear what that distortion is adding. It's pretty subtle, but the good news is we're going into this bus, and we have an EQ. And this is more of the same that you were seeing in the vocal breakdown. The only difference here is that looks like I'm adding some 500 hertz, and it looks like I'm adding quite a bit, 6 dB. Remember, I was high passing this bass pretty high up, so adding that 500 gives it all this great low mid, which gives it a lot of power, which is great. Then I'm adding, seems like I don't know, almost 7 dB at 3K, and then again almost 7 dB at 8K. So real similar to what I was doing to the vocals. And I know that some of you might be wondering while you're watching this, like, man, you really high passed that really high, like over 100 hertz. And What's important to note about that is it's not just a, I mean, it's a high pass filter, but it's not like just a 90-degree angle down. I mean, there's a roll off. Usually it's like 12 dB. In this case, it's like 12 dB per octave. And another thing to note is that Stingrays have a ton of low end, right? So it's still there. I mean, you heard it. If I roll it, you can hear there is low end. The big thing is that this song, we did this for a contest, and if the rare possibility that we won came to light, I knew that it would be on TV, and I just didn't want there to be all this untamed low end, so I high passed it, and I think it sounds fine. If you go into the comments section, or not the comments, if you go into the description, you'll find a link to the song. You can go watch the video and listen and make a decision for yourself. Let me know in the comments if you don't think it has enough low end. Anyway, and then we go into more distortion. And this is a free plugin. You can look this up. The company is ClevGR. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. Maybe it's ClevGrand. Oh yeah, it is ClevGrand. Sorry, I can't remember. I downloaded this so long ago. But anyway, just type in free amp VST or something, and you'll be all right. You'll find it. The cool thing about free amp is that it's subtle. Like a lot of times distortion plugins are just like, 0 to Slayer, in, a quarter turn of a knob. This is really, really subtle. So if I turn this on, if I click this button, when it's red, I'm bypassing it. When it's green, I have it in. So here, I'm going to roll this and you can hear what it's doing. And that's it. And all of it together sounds like this.
Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright sunshine day. Gonna be a bright.
Okay, so there's the bass. Before I let you go, I just got to say it one more time. Over to my left, there's some stuff on the screen. If you haven't done it already, if you wouldn't mind doing some or all of that, I personally would appreciate it, and the Repo Man boys would appreciate it. And with that, I'm going to bid you farewell, and we'll see you in the next one, which will be guitars. Thanks for watching. See you later.